G'day and welcome back to Torment Thursday. Last time round, I basically played a very small amount after I recorded the end and got stuck and crashed the game, and I've had to replay it. It took a little bit of effort to try and get things back to the way they were before. We'll see if I can even manage to maintain that, but it's kind of annoying that I had to do that. The problem of playing a beta game is it runs into beta bugs. So this is where I got things stuck last time. I found this Stitch's corpse and I uncovered it and tried to have a look at what happened, and then I couldn't actually move away from it. There's not actually anything I can do with the corpse beyond maybe go back to our Stitches friend and do that. The other thing is I'm wandering around and trying to replicate this. I had a conversation with this guy. He's pretty cool. You should totally check him when you play the game yourself. But he's also not particularly plot relevant or anything. I have news about the Stitcher. Sorry, I forgot to tell this person I handled the negotiations. They're gonna dig deeper, there's no need to steal their eggs, and I didn't promise them anything. But basically, I did good. I forgot to do that bit. The other thing is just looking around. We found stuff. Hopefully, I haven't just broken everything by pressing I then. Obviously, at the moment the user interface has gone a bit wonky, but also it always takes a while to load up the UI, the inventory UI for me, so really hoping it was just that. Okay, right. The other thing that we found with Allergan here, I gave it to Allergan, is this cipher cage. It's just lying around the area in something I didn't notice before. What it does is, if you use it until your next rest, you can keep one more cipher on you. Not bad, not great, whatever. I've got it. I'm gonna now chat to Chkekt here. And see if I can say something. No, I can't. Can't say something about the friend of his potentially that died there. Alright, so let's leave and get going to another part of the city. I'm going to go at this exit because it's right there. Seems as good a reason as any to me. Come on. Okay. Better be loading something, and I guess it's auto-saving. Cool. I guess this may be Cliff's Edge, given the collapsed buildings, which everyone's been talking about collapsed buildings at Cliff's Edge. One of the things that I wanted to actually talk about is the problem with playing beta software is that things crash, and I accept that. That is totally fine. It's regrettable, but understandable, I guess. It's not exactly fine, but it's understandable. What I really wish this game had, what I wish so many RPGs had, is a better save system. There are a lot of RPGs that basically seem to save when you change area. And that's a really naive save system. It works quite well if you've got small areas that aren't too dense with activities. Especially if you're going to expect people to traverse them a bit, I guess, because then you get fairly frequent saving. But I can spend quite a while in one zone. I spent an hour of actual recorded playtime, slightly more than an hour, wandering the underbelly. But, a crash lost all of it. I had to replay that entire thing. And it took me more time because I was trying to replicate the same situation I had before. Okay, we got a bit of a market around here. What I really wish is that there were, the area autosave isn't a terrible one, but you don't have to just save there. Huh, interesting. Yeah. So here are our cliffs, and here's a bridge. Let's wander down first. In fact, let's kind of wander around before we talk to anyone. What I really wish is you had different autosave slots. Right? Sure, you can have your area one, which is okay. That's kind of a crashed airship. Airships are known to be nearly uncrashable due to their leisurely cruising speeds and simplified controls. This crash must have taken a rather unique confluence of events to occur. That's it? Okay. But what I really wish is you had an autosave system that worked off of events in the game as well, right? Why can't you save whenever I gain XP? Right? Basically, whenever I've completed a quest, whenever I've completed part of a quest, or anything that gives me experience, why don't you also save then? End of combats, even if combats... I mean, if you have an XP based one, most games have combats give you things, so that's not such a big deal. That looks like an interesting place. Okay, yep, I think this may be the Temple of the... No, I don't know. Thinking Temple of the Changing God, but maybe not. I'm just going to continue to wander around. I want to get a look at this place and then kind of have a plan of attack, which will probably be a basic pattern. I like how this city has, like, impossible art. 3 floating triangles float serenely above a scuffed stone basin. You can't help noticing that the citizens of Sega's Cliffs are giving this monument a wide berth. The largest triangle shines brightly, radiating a soothing warmth. The middle, darker one hovers above it, turned slightly away from the first, with what strikes you as disdain. The third is small, dryly amused, and so deeply indigo as to be nearly black. It's removed from the first 2 triangles. You hesitate. You are sensing emotion from these objects. Intent. Something is strange here. Let's have a look at the basin first. The basin is cracked in places, but far newer than the ancient shapes it contains. You suspect the citizens hoped the ring would make the triangles look less out of place. Let's have a look at the smallest triangle. The tiny object appears to be spinning, but so quickly you can't see the motion at all. Or perhaps the motion itself is an illusion. You pinch the corner of the triangle, the world whirls around you. You blink, swaying. In the half second before you open your eyes, you hear the thunderous crack of wood on wood, the rumble of distant voices. You snatch your hand from the triangle. Let's give it another go. Hangs before you and seems to move, and clearly... well, seeming to move and clearly motionless. Okay? Study the medium-sized triangle. Staring at this triangle is disorienting. You can't seem to look at it head-on, even though you're certain you've moved to face it. Instead, the facing of the thing seems to be endlessly directed just to the right of your head and far away. You brush the triangle's icy face with your finger. The air thickens like a weight over you. You struggle to keep your eyes open. Between the thumping of your heartbeat, you hear thousands of purposeful, rhythmic footsteps treading endless stairs towards a peak of a vast, echoing room. Okay. And if we do it again, remains focused away from you. Sure. Alright. You reach out and time slows. Your hand drifts past individual motes of light-dappled dust, moving on the warm glow of the large triangle. Calm warmth bleeds up your arm when you grasp the edge of the triangle. It's somehow rigid and flexible at the same time. You blink and a strip of light unwinds ahead of you like a path through infinite murmuring dark. Behind you is an ever-shifting zoetrope of linked, motionless hues. To your past, you realize, every second of it, every choice, pouring out of you and trailing away into black. You open your eyes, you're back at the stone ring, still touching the triangle. All three of them are watching you. You blink again. This strip of light, surrounding darkness, and in the valley between the slow pulsing of your heart, you hear the murmurs of countless witnesses, the raised voices of your past and future companions. the heated condemnations of enemies you haven't met yet, and above it all, a trio of voices, one warm, one cold, one dryly practical. They're speaking a verdict, but you can't hear them over the din. Go with shout for silence so you can hear the judges. You bellow into the dark, you clenching a fist, and the crowd instantly falls silent. So do the judges. In the echoing silence that follows, you realize you're alone. You always were. You stride on. Your path unravels before every step. Your past unspools behind you. Down the path to see where it leads. You follow the road. Casually, you look to the right, and the path at your feet flickers as if anticipating a new direction. Clearly, your choice is to find this road's course and not the other way around. You open your eyes, 3 triangles hang in the air exactly as they did before. Unmoving and silent, the vision is gone, and yet you still feel the choices you've made curving away from behind you like a string of jewels. You straighten, moving into the future, breath by breath. You suddenly notice a message carved into the stone ring beneath the triangles. Judge yourself. As you watch, it slowly fades away. That's a pretty cool monument. This whole plan of attack thing didn't really pan out, did it? Alright, let's get back to it, try and do it. Here's a levee. Dilapidated structure. I probably should talk to this Finzen, lost herself. Ooh. Let's go have a look down here. And then I think we'll be done pretty much with looking around. We can start chatting to people. Memovira's goon. Daily glittering. Memovira is a thing. Color of the Iron Wind. I guess these are the cliff's edge. That looks like a place I kind of want to go. Green glowing orb. Oh, here's the Stitches. Chat with the Stitches. Partially hidden in the trash of the dump is a frightened Stitches that doesn't look like any other Stitches you've seen. Its chitin is thin and soft, and its claws are small and malformed. It stares at you from its hiding place, chittering. Without its full physical structure, you can barely understand its language. Don't hurt, not tell. What are you? The clicks and descents resolve themselves into words in your head. This one, Stitches, it points down. Tunnel live, below, but not dig, not eat, no home, Stitch a family. And then the scent it uses is one of desolation and abandonment, a great void within the earth. How did you come to be in this alley? Yellow shell, grab steel, leave here, not speak, dangerous. You were left behind by other Stitcher? Why? It holds up its malformed claws. Not good. It presses its shell, which bends like leather. Soft like grub. Not strong. Not dig. No eat. No worth. Trash. Rubble. Not even Nell tunnel. A man with a yellow shell left you a click's edge? Do you mean a man with yellow skin? Odor becomes strong hard rock mixed with veins of ancient metals. Intense affirmation. Okay. Where are the Stitcher from? Tunnel. Broodmate's bone tunnel. Eggs not made here. Not know where from. The eggs of your people were brought somewhere else. Were they brought to Sega's Cliffs specifically to undermine it? Like, maybe? Oh. Stitcher no care. Grub home break. No dig. Stitcher die. Not dig. No claws. No grub home break. What do you eat? Makes a digging motion, dragging its claws against the ground, and with his other fans his stubby talons like someone miming a bright flash. Dig, make sparks, eat sparks. Not dig, not make sparks, not eat hunger. Can't make sparks to eat. Why haven't you starved to death up here? Baby brown grub feed. Shows you a small heap of electrical devices, all drained of energy. Spark shells, spark tubes. Points to itself and smells of flint and steel. Eat. Its scent is gratitude. Where did you say? Okay. So someone is... It's basically feeding off electric trash. Okay. Let's chat to the kids or something. Yeah, the kids are gonna in fact chat to us about the stitches. Sir, please sir, I know you saw the stitches hiding in the midden. Please don't tell anyone about him, sir. He's not doing anyone any harm. You saw his hands. They're like human hands. He can't dig like the others. It's not him that's bringing down the houses. I wouldn't tell anyone. Your secret is safe to me. Thank you, sir. You're a lifesaver. Now, if only we could bring him to safety. Maybe I can find a way to get him out of here. Could you, sir? It'd be wonderful. If you could find the other Stitcher, maybe they'd help him escape. I heard some of them are down in the underbelly, but I've never seen them myself. Thank you, sir. Was there anything else? Is this your house? It doesn't look very safe. We know. That's why we stay outside most of the time. Ever since Avina noticed some cracks around the walls. We only go in there to change our clothes and stuff. Tell me about your family. Yes, sir. There's 5. Sorry, 4 of us, counting my father. But he's gone to the Bloom, and we don't know when he'll be back. I'm Zeb, and... He points towards a little girl, kicking a rock in a circle. And an older girl who plays the flute. You notice they look considerably more well-fed than Zeb. That's Nim, my sister. The girl with the flute is Avina. She's not actually our sister, but she's still family. And there's no one else. That's it. Tell me about your father. How long's he been in the Blue? His name's Zeb. Too. Zebak Urulu. And it's been a year at least. But he went to work for the Memavira. For a while he sent Shins back, but then they stopped. I haven't heard from him since. The Bloom's like that, though. Sometimes it doesn't let anyone out. I figure he's just waiting till it opens up again. What do you know about the Bloom? My dad always called it a skist hole, but he said it was a skist hole full of shins. So he was going to pull up his boots and wade in. I don't know anything else about it. They say it's a monster and people live inside. You can see it from the caravanserai, but they don't let anyone down there. Well, they don't let me down there. What do you know about the Memavira? She's boss in the Bloom, the mayor or something. My dad works for her. He's one of her guards. Is Nim okay? This life must be hard on her. She's okay. She doesn't know anything else, really. She misses her dad, though. She never knew her mom, so at least she doesn't miss her. Tell me about Avina. She's been with us since before Dad left. She never said where she came from. Maybe she doesn't know. I'm glad she's here. She notices things. Better look out than I am. And she catches a lot of shins with that flute of hers. Let me ask something else. Farewell. Good fortune to you, sir. Little girl sits outside a crumbling old house, playing the flute. She wears a simple dress, and her golden hair falls to her shoulders. The melody she plays is gentle and soft, but somehow it carries to every corner of the street. As you approach, she stops playing and smiles up at you with large green eyes. Shins for a song, sir? Going for a bit of a street urchin approach here? Let me ask you something. All right. Do you feel the way Zeb does about the Stitches? The poor thing. We're all taking care of it. The other Stitcher abandoned it, so now it has no family except us. Please don't tell anyone about it. Zeb would die if anything happened to it. You know who lived in the house next door? There's a lady named Skara there. She was a nano-sorceress, but a nice one. She'd let us look at all the things in her workshop. Well, almost everything. There was a room where she said she kept the Iron Wind. We weren't allowed in there. I think maybe something bad happened to her. One day she wasn't there anymore, and she didn't say goodbye. Is that your house? Who lives there? Same deal. The house is in bad shape? She points to cracks around the base of the walls. Those weren't here before, and they're getting wider. We don't go inside anymore except to wash and dress. We come right back out. Tell me about Zeb and Nim. They're my friends. They miss their dad a lot, but we still have fun. Zeb watches out for us. I'm teaching Nim to play the flute. What do you know about the Iron Wind? Just that Scarra said it was dangerous. We never saw it, though. Maybe she's just pretending there was something bad in that room. I don't know. Okay, what about you? I was from outside the city, but I've been here with Zeb and Nim since before their dad went away. So I guess I'm from here now. Okay, yep. It's the same info. Is there anything we can do with the house? Let's chat with Nim. Sup, Nim? Little girl in a patched tunic kicks a pebble in a circle while reciting in a sing-song voice. Joy, joy, joy. Sorrow, joy, sorrow. Joy, 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 joy. Watch her play. Joy, yay! I got 5. She looks up at you. I got 5 in a row. She shrinks back as she realizes she's talking to someone she doesn't know. But my brother usually talks to all the strangers. Can I ask you some questions? I guess. Tell me about the game you're playing. It's called Sorrow and Joy. I made it up. She starts kicking the pebble again with her left foot then her right. You have to kick the rock left, right, without stopping. That's joy. If you kick it twice with the same foot, that's sorrow. 5 joys in a row means you win. 5 sorrows in a row, you lose. Any reason why you use the word sorrow? I don't know, I just like it. Sorrow, sorrow, joy, joy, joy. Can I ask about your neighbors around here? You don't have many neighbors anymore. Most of them went down the... I can answer your question, sir. Ask me. Yeah, Zeb knows everything. Ask him. Cool. Let's chat with Numenera Glittering. Numenera. Hello, friend. A smiling, dark-haired woman greets you, standing behind a table of trinkets. Your eyes are drawn to 3 small rodents that lazily orbit her head in 3 floating balls. They take turns hovering just out of the reach of the half-mechanical, half-organic cat perched on the woman's shoulder. Really? I can't see any of these details. She sees you looking at her pet and her smile widens. She gestures to the table of curiosity in front of her. Which of my treasures speaks to you? How much for one of those rodent globes? You mean Bay, Boo, and Bow? She raises a hand and unconsciously pets one of the globes as it swings over her right ear. The tiny creature squeaks and scampers in a circle before the globe passes out of sight. They're not for sale, my friend. I hope you're not too disappointed. Let me see what you've got for sale, then. Those things you seek, my friend, will not be found among my things. But why do none of the shops sell anything? I guess that's mostly a not implemented feature yet? It can't be. Sup, goons? Let's see what Intoxicated Man has to say. They're always great. Walker? Great advice here. Blunt, tailored advice. Okay, that is not what you generally see hawkers selling. Sure. Beggar Aiden Sitabo. A large muscular man is practicing some form of martial art. As you look on, he's wearing an old white rough woven cloth coat with the sleeves torn off, and a red bandana is tightly wrapped around his head. He seems to be moving much faster than his size suggests as possible. He glides between stances as swiftly as water. His fists are blurring hammers striking at invisible enemies. His bare, calloused feet snap and slash the air like knives. Where did you learn to fight like that? No, some kind of martial artist. Let's see. By challenging the best, the deadliest creatures and studying their killing blows. I lack claws and teeth, but I do the best I can. Where did you learn to fight like that again? By studying, yep. You're very fast. Yes, the devil's gift. His hand slips around an invisible assailant's arm. He snaps it with an elbow and crushes his enemy's throat and flips him over his shoulder to the ground. Jasantham with Ray, he shouts, spinning over the invisible adversary's corpse to deliver a triangle of jabs to the chest of his next attacker. The entire set of moves took no longer than 4 seconds. He catches at you staring and smiles. You must be wondering why I'm shouting. Yes. I'm not surprised. I must look like a lunatic, he says before spearing his opponent's jugular with 3 fingers. Canted thrust! Years ago, I was starving beggar. I managed to steal a wedge of pie crust and was terrified that someone would take it from me. But I hid inside that silver structure over there to enjoy my feast. Bite of the hidden keb, he says, clawing his enemy's eyes. The stale crust crumbled into pieces between my eager fingers. Then something strange happened. They drifted towards the ground like softest of snowflakes. I was able to pluck each of them from the air before they fell. At first I was delighted. Then I had wept. How far had I fallen that clean food was miracle? Sighs, then delivers 4 more blows to the air's belly. But the miracle never ended. The longer I lived in that shelter, the more I could slow the world by concentrating. I swore to never waste this gift. I would honor it by becoming stronger, faster. I would challenge the predators of the world, take their killing blows from them. I would never be prey again. Grush, stomp. Cool. I'm not gonna bet I'm faster than him. Heat of the Memora. Okay. What's this? And then I guess we'll chat to this person. This silent angular machine casts a long shadow. As you study it, your breath stutters in your chest. Your hands shake. You can't help but feeling as though you stood in this exact spot before. It's like I've been to this city before and played around with all the devices before. Because that's the kind of thing I do. A jumble of different technologies make up this once functional generator. Once again, you notice the circonate symbol etched into the side like a maker's mark. Examine it again. So can't actually do anything with it. Okay. Alright, Finzen. You've been saying psst a whole lot. Everything about this slender young man says thug, from his scar-slashed eyebrows to the calloused hand hovering over his hip where a dagger would hang. But he doesn't have one. Instead, flour cakes his hands and a single apron hangs from his pocket. He is, apparently, a baker. Stand still, you shine, he says, and peers over your shoulder. He curses. That levy's been following me for days. Can't even stop for a piss without checking side to side. Why do I get the option of playing ignorant all the time? Sure is following you? Well, like this, he says, licking his lips. I know I'm being followed, and I've seen him on my track from dawn to dark for 3 days. I ain't done nothing wrong. And it's what than that, he says, wringing his hands. That's my levy. You're a citizen? Yeah. Why? Don't think I look like it? He runs both his hands through his hair, leaving streaks of flour. He's after me, and I don't know why. Look, he won't leave me alone, right? I gave a year of my life to make him. I thought that was that. And I catch him standing in the street outside the bakery, whispering to himself, playing with that carving of him. He even tried to talk to me. Levies ain't supposed to know who they came from, right? They ain't supposed to know who you are. Could you talk to him? Find out what he wants. Alright, I'll talk to you, Levy. My Levy's the one who ain't smiling like all the others. Like he's holding some charred wooden hand thing in his hands, too. Did you find anything out? What is normal behavior for Levy anyway? They work for the people who make the laws, right? And if someone breaks those laws, they track him down, always smiling, mind you. Figures my levy will be the unhappy kind. I don't understand why you think it wants to murder you. Look, you don't track a man down for days and days unless you want something. Yeah, maybe you like his shoes, or you're curious about how many shins he's got. No, I don't have any shins, and my shoes are older than me. The only thing I got that's worth anything is my life. Anyway, I've heard what levies do when they're wrong. When they go wrong. They get obsessed with the person who gave them life. If they ever meet, it don't end well for the human. Goodbye. I'll, be here. So, levy. Vincent's levy. The face of this armored man is oddly generic. It's almost as if it's designed to be forgettable. His livery marks him as soldier in the service of Sagus Cliffs. A levy. The word springs easily to your mind. He stares past you, turning a small charred object over and over in his hands, whispering to himself. His oddly spaced eyes are red, wet, and haunted. He appears to be looking for someone, and having spoke to Finzen, you can imagine who. The aura of shame around him is so powerful you can practically taste it. What are you holding there? He says, then grimaces, as though words hurt him. I'm holding my shame. His hands unfold one bloody, soot-covered finger at a time. A crudely made wooden bird lies there, painted in pinks and pale blues, and charred around the edges. That bird represents your shame? Represents? No, this is my shame, and I'm holding it. I can't put it down. Vincent wants me to know why you're following him. Yes? He says, the despair melting away. In that moment he looks like a child, with a child's desperate hope. He knows too, doesn't he? He sees what he did, what we did. Tears leak from his eyes, trailing down into his mouth as he continues. When the machine ripped the year from him to make me, I felt the choices unraveling before me. I see them coming. None of it can be changed. Tell him this. Tell him for me. The Gila manor job did happen. A servant called the levies. They chased him. He set a fire. The fire spread through the neighborhood. People were trapped. People screamed. His hand clenches over the charred toy bird in his hands with a soft crunch. Please tell him. Tell him I'm with him in the dark, hiding from the mobs. Sub him. Tell him to give me a different year. A better one. You want Finzen to give you a new year. Just one, he says earnestly. A year without the blackened door, the hand tangled in the grate, the weeping in the dark places. Silent tears stream down his face. He doesn't seem to be aware of them. Wails rising from the glowing ashes, my arms bound with ragged rope. Each time I'm there, in those last minutes, I try to apologize, but my mouth... His fingertips brush at his lips. My mouth is full of dirt and blood. I don't understand. You want a year other than the one Finzen gave you? Yes, he only had one left. But he didn't know it. Now he has more because of me. I just want one of them. Let me ask you about something else. No. Goodbye. Okay. So he's... As a result of this, the year that he would have spent, he would have gone and done a job that would have gotten him killed. But because of this, he has a different life path and has more years. But his levy, okay. How did they create your levy? Do I look like a skullock to you? All I know is where they told me to stand. His eyes rove past your face and snapped back. Fine. Look, people who want to be, respectable in this town, they become citizens. And the way you do that is to step out onto this metal box. Takes a year out of your life, they say. It squeezes that year into a human shape. Don't know how. Wouldn't pay 2 shims to know. I've spoken to the levy. He said something about a Gila manor job. What? Vincent says, going pale. Keep your voice down. You tell anyone about this? No. Good. He lowers his voice. I have to be unspecific about this, understand. Before I became a citizen, I wasn't a nice person. I took things for money. Just a few weeks ago, certain people told me they wanted me to visit Gillam Manor. I was gonna do it, but then I became a citizen, gave a year of my life up to create the levy. That levy. Something changed. All of a sudden, I couldn't get the dangers out of my head. How thick the levy patrols were, or how the captain herself was looking into one of my older adventures. So I cancelled the job and I started working at my aunt's bakery. Never did the Gillam job, and that's the truth. The levy's seeing what would have happened if you did the job. He wants another year from you. Oh, I get it. It's a shakedown. Give me a year, I tell him what you did. Well, I ain't done anything. I never killed anything. I don't owe him nothing. Can't keep handing out years like they're free. Based on what he said, it sounds like you becoming a citizen saved your life. And that was my decision, not his. I'd go up to Government Square and tell the captain of the levies what he's up to, if I had any way of explaining it. Hey, your levy's following me around. I think it's haunted by my criminal past. What good would telling the captain of the levies do? Levies ain't supposed to follow their citizens around. They ain't supposed to get all weepy either. Telling the captain would take care of the problem for sure, but I ain't about to try it myself. You want to try talking to her? She's in Government Square. I kind of want him to give the levy a year of his life. Because it does kind of feel like that appropriate balance. I'm going to give it a go. Moderate. Boom. Oh, for what? A couple of bad dreams. I didn't do anything out of his head. Alright, what did he see in this other future? I get caught? I chase around, maybe? You started a fire that killed a lot of people. How much is a lot? Says, rubbing the back of his mouth. He sees some truth in your eyes and sighs. Fine, but I ain't running myself down, searching for a way to give my life away. Levy machines at the order of truth. Go talk to the Skullox since you're so hungry for this. Maybe those Skullox can bash something together that'll rip another year from me and give it to him. Good luck. He grins, but his heart's definitely not in it. Grumbles. Let's go chat to the other guy, and then I think we'll be done. But, this is an interesting quest, and it's also one that isn't solved by just a good persuade roll. Good to see you again, sir. Let's talk about Vincent again. Hold on. Okay, I could mind wipe him with the title search. But no, I don't want to do that. I want to do this other thing. So, I guess we'll leave it here, as I very slowly load up the save interface. And please don't crash. Please don't crash. I can see the... Yeah, okay, great. So... Vincent's Levy. And next time, we'll find out about that. Gonna start... I will probably... No, next time will be next Thursday. Just before Easter. And then after that, that time I will probably try and record ahead. I need to get ahead with these because I've got a trip coming up that's relatively long, and I want to have a backlog to work through, and I don't for this series. Until then, have a great day. Bye.